Very good. Nicely done. Just a warning to Chile, Uruguay have knocked the hosts out of this tournament on 3 of the last 5 occasions. Let's join our match commentators. For the rest of the world, it's Gary Taphouse. For us in the Americas, Ray Hudson and Phil Schoen.
As the anthems waft away from this national stadium, the closing line, the refuge against oppression. Well, tonight, they will be oppressed by the defending champions, but they will be buoyed as the home side with a nearly full national stadium. Phil Schoen alongside Ray Hudson, taking a look at Alexis Sanchez, up for player of the tournament in a golden ball, the man who has been leading this Chilean offense. Jorge Sampaoli pretty much sticking with the tried and true, but a bit of a switch in the back. Isla and Mena will be patrolling the flanks. There won't be anyone in front of Mena. Could be an opening for Uruguay. Meanwhile, Vargas joining Sanchez and Valdivia in the attack, and must keep an eye out for Arturo Vidal. Jorge Sampaoli in charge since 2012. That is a veritable babe in the woods compared to Oscar Washington Tavares, who is about to guide Uruguay into his 153rd game. Fernando Muslera in the nets. The Atletico duo on the back line. Arevalo Rios, Gonzalez and Sanchez patrolling the midfield. And what has to be a troubled Edinson Cavani up front, we'll talk more about that later. Regardless, Ray, if you're looking at a knockout competition, the hosts against the defending champions, not a bad way to start out.
Well, it's just an intriguing setup here that we've got before us. This is one of those that promises magic, and we will be looking at some world-class players, as always in Copa America. But this one is a game where it's pitching 2 juxtapositions in terms of how they play their football. The Charruas of Uruguay, rock solid defensively, very difficult to break down, but they know that up against them tonight is La Roja. In this red-hot atmosphere, Jorge Sampaoli's men have scored more goals than anybody else. They've racketed in 10. Well, 5 of those was against a team that was already destined, and both teams were able to take it easy. But they're going to have to work harder against this Uruguay side. The Charruas find something special when their backs are against the wall. They knock out host nations for fun, and they'll be looking to do it again here today. This red-hot atmosphere is about to get ratcheted up by many, many degrees. Again, footballers galore strewn around. Both these goalkeepers are top class. It's going to take something special to beat them. But in the likes of Electric Sanchez and Cavani, we've got the promise of magic.
Sandro Ricci starts us out, the Brazilian in the middle. And right now, in the middle of what should be something special, it is Chile in red defending the goal to the right. The Sky Blues of Uruguay attacking from the left. And as you can see, at least at the outset, it looks as though Diego Roland is pushing up a bit. So it could be more of a 4-4-2 look from Uruguay. Roland has been forced out wide right. A bit of an unnatural position, but he's done well. Trying to settle is Isla. Ball falls away to Christian Rodriguez. Another one of the Atletico men, now back from loan.
As the guys in the studio were saying, there's a tactical battle going down there in between the technical areas with Oscar Tavares drawing his lineup a little differently, and the Chileans drawing up with 4 at the back. They're trying to tighten their ship up. But the one thing, Phil, that this Uruguay team is going to be well focused in on is their lack of height. That is the one thing that tactically this Chilean team can do nothing about, and that's where Uruguay makes their feast. They attack their set pieces, so look out for that in this game as it continues.
Tallest player on the field for Chile is the goalkeeper, Claudio Bravo, at 6'1".
Yeah, they're the smallest team in the entire tournament, but this team and His men know how to attack those dead balls lethally, and he has done as much homework as he can. Several training sessions have been centered around defending set plays. That's where they see Uruguay's main danger.
Gonzalez with a nice ball forward. Roland scoops it in for Cavani, and Medel sweeps it at the last minute. Rodriguez gets it back, but he's denied because Isla is back.
Fabulous slide tackle by little Gary Medel. He extends that small frame of his, and it looked for a split second as if he wasn't going to get that ball. But Gary intervenes in the nick of time to put off Edinson Cavani, who was looking super sharp in the early going, not having any concerns about his terrible situation within his family. Attitude looks right.
Jorge Fusillia's first start of this tournament, out on that left. Out comes Bravo, bobbles, trying to get there, blocks the shot from Rodriguez, out for another throw. My fault, says the Barcelona keeper.
Well, indeed it was, and Christian Rodriguez nearly rattled that one home, but as you said, Claudio, the captain, comes to the rescue and puts out his own fire.
Fusillia again, not quite to the corner of the 6. Isla gets it out of danger. Ray, you talked about the Cavani situation as the ball chipped back in for Roland.
Oh, look out.
Headed away, met on the volley, but high. His father involved back in his hometown of Salto in an automobile accident, driving Edinson's truck and hitting a motorcyclist who was killed. He was arrested, obviously, for the investigation. There was some thought that Cavani might go home to be with his father, who apparently talked him into staying, saying there's already a tragedy and there will be time to try and resolve it.
Just typifying what's called the Gara Charrua, the wonderful element in psychological terms that this Uruguayan team have always had and always call upon and always seemingly, Phil, live up to the task. Incredible, indomitable spirit that we've seen over the years. As I said, they've put out Argentina last year. Before that, 4 years before that, they beat Venezuela. They beat Argentina in 1987. It's on and on. Paraguay in the quarterfinals of Asunción. It seems to propel them forward when their back's up against the wall.
Ball back towards Medel. Of course, our thoughts and prayers going out to the family of the 19-year-old student who was killed. But as far as Cavani goes, and I hate to put it in this regard, how is he going to be able to stay focused considering? We'll find out.
And sometimes, Phil, it's good to be a boy again with the ball at your feet, and the distractions may be just what Edinson needs. He's going to need it because this Chilean side, with this man on the ball, the wonderful Valdivia, know how to unlock Fort Knox.
Rebelo Rios with a poke. Out comes Godin, tripped up as he passes to Sanchez. A free kick for Uruguay. And the chat with Aranguis, who has been one of the revelations.
A good tactical twist for me for Tabarez as well. Rebelo Rios has been a wonderful player, but he's got Gonzalez in alongside of him now, and that tandem in front of that back four of Uruguay, that's where Alexis, Sanchez and Valdivia are going to have a hard time getting through.
Also have Carlos Sanchez helping out, but he's also going to help Roland out on his flank.
Yep.
Ball nodded into the middle past Isla. Opening moments, we saw Isla pushing up as he's used to, up that right wing, but he's got a lot more defensive responsibilities tonight. Slammed high into the air, Medel.
And of course, if this game would stay as a tie, no penalty kicks.
With that in mind, Ray, how does that change a coach's mentality?
No extra time, excuse me.
It goes straight to penalties. Normally, in a situation like this, where you'd normally make a sub in the 60th, maybe you wait till the 75th. They don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah, a lot of jousting, as I said, going on down there in the technical area, but the boys have got to play the ball. And in the opening 5 minutes, you can see what a contentious game Uruguay are going to make of Chile. There's not going to be the flying forward without any care at all from Chile. They're going to have to pick their spots and be careful, but they'll not change the way they play, not with this crowd so rabid for what has been so far the most progressive football team in this tournament. It's been the host nation.
Meanwhile, a lot of people expected Uruguay just to camp back and dare Chile to attack. That has not been the case here in the early going. In fact, Chile's had a hard time getting out of their own end.
Yep, and with Cavani leading the line as that lone wolf, with Diego Roland tucking in a little bit behind him and doing his donkey work to try to keep the likes of Argentina a little quiet. It's a good combination. It's a good balanced game.
Back for Diaz. Aránguiz launching it long. Rodriguez asking for help. Isla back to Valdivia.
Magic.
Back to Isla.
Brilliant.
He's free. Tries to drop it in, and the side volley goes over the bar. Close for Edu Vargas.
Well, let's take a look at that one again.
Stay in the game on T-Mobile's data strong network. People who use the most data choose T-Mobile.
Wonderful ball. Right, threaded through again from the number 10. Valdivia sees it in a different dimension. They need to keep him on the ball. Wonderful run into the box from Vargas, the Napoli man. But Valdivia is the man with the magic.
Again, the ball seems to find Medel. Up to Vidal. Back on that more familiar right side. Coming back Vargas to try and knock it off of Rodriguez. Long drive forward. Alexis trying to split the defenders.
Yeah. He's a cream and the Oreo cookie there. Wonderfully shepherded by the Uruguayan tandem at the back.
Mentioned he's up there for the golden ball. He's also up there for the golden boot. Although getting some competition on his own team, Arturo Vidal leads with 3. Aránguiz and Vargas with 2 apiece.
Well, we saw Uruguay, how capable his team are of closing magic players down when we saw them play against Argentina. And they're used to it. And Chile's going to have to get used to challenges like that. He'll not back down.
Jara to Medel. Of course, a midfielder converted a la Mascherano to the back line. Nice from Valdivia, but actually looked like Vargas got in the way.
Yeah, right, Phil. It was a beautiful ball from the Palmeiras number 10, Vargas, and it was Isla. It seemed to intercept that pass from his teammate. Wonderful danger again from Valdivia. These two teams faced up the last time in the friendly, and the scoreline that day was for Uruguay 2-1, but Valdivia wasn't playing.
Can I bring up some history, Ray, that Chilean fans might not want to hear? Of course, the 2014 World Cup. They beat Spain in the group stage. Everyone had the same feelings that they are about this Chile side in this tournament.
Yep.
Only to lose on penalties by a crossbar against Brazil.
That's right.
In the first round of the knockout stage. 2011 quarterfinals, they also lost in the first round of the knockout stage to Venezuela. Uruguay, meanwhile, did not need to score much to get to the final match. In fact, the semifinal against Peru, at that point, the only time they scored more than a goal, and then put 3 against Paraguay in the final as Jara sneaks it forward. The one issue for Uruguay is all of the players who scored in that 2011 championship, none of them available today. Of course, Suarez suspended, Forlan retired, Diego Perez not on the roster, and Herrera suspended for tonight's match.
Well, changing the decision here from the linesman, and Alexis lets the linesman know what he thinks.
Roland tried to get tricky. Cavani not quite ready for it.
Oh,
Sneaking
brilliant!
through Valdivia.
Genius!
Gets past Fusile, but he cannot get the ball through Gonzalez.
That's the magic I was talking about, and he plays with a smile on his face, and he gives us all smiles watching him. Watch this from the number 10. Shades of another number 10 somewhere, but a brilliant piece of skill that enthralls and electrifies this crowd. On the turn, absolutely emasculates the defender who comes sweeping in, and beautiful to watch, and just cut out with the follow-up pass.
Snuck into the 18, cleared before they can get a shot away. Chile with its best possession of the tournament so far. Of course, Valdivia currently revitalized with Palmeiras, but it looks like Cruz Azul might be ready to pick him up in the transfer window. And his Copa America performances did nothing to dissuade them.
I think there'll be dozen other suitors if the Cruz Azul deal doesn't work out. Well played again, unlucky. Nice interception from the Onion.
Making Chile cry. Roland impeded, no foul. Throw in for Chile quickly taken. Only 2 goals for Uruguay, Diego Roland, but the 22-year-old with a breakout season at Bordeaux, putting 15 on the board for Les Girondins. Vidal thought someone behind him, but no. Jimenez slices it even worse than Tiger Woods. Haven't seen too many bad kicks from Jimenez. One of the reasons that Miranda might be on the market for Atletico Madrid. Miranda hurt a lot this past season, and Jimenez slotted right in next to Diego Godin with Atletico without missing a beat.
Good ball.
Here's Sanchez. Surrounded by 4, plucked away by Jimenez, and Alexis lets him hear about it. Isla, dummy, Valdivia, tucked back wide Vargas. Oh, beautiful pass, Isla for Sanchez. Tracks back to Mena, skipped back to Mena, tries to square on the volley, and it was Pereira.
Once again, this wonderful player, Valdivia, he's like a clown's pocket. He just keeps pulling more and more out of it. That dead ball that he put on an absolute tee with negative spin, absolute superb from the number 10 again.
Again, they have Mati Fernandez and David Pizarro in reserve. This is a team that is loaded in the creative market.
So sharp and quick with his passes, Valdivia.
Alexis lifts it up, no problem from Muslera, initiating the contact so he wouldn't get knocked off the ball.
This Uruguay side have shortly done their homework. And Gonzalez and Arevalo, certainly the man to pick up Valdivia, but he's floating around and between the lanes, and these sharp passes of Chile are finding the danger man.
Vidal pulling Gonzalez away. Back to Medel.
2 very composed teams in the opening 14 minutes.
Jara out wide from Sanchez, gets it back. Alexis for Jara. Up steps Roland, but Medel was ready. The mighty might from Hamburg, Marcelo Diaz. Now a chance quickly. Diaz got the man, not the ball. Down goes Cavani in a clash of 21.
Oh, this time Valdivia isn't so clean with his touch, and the giveaway leads to this. It's a jump in tackle, and that is certainly a yellow card begging. Oh, that's a nice touch.
Burst of speed from Maxi Pereira. Sneaks it into the 6. Not able to reach it, Roland, and Bravo intercepts afterwards.
Tremendous from Maxi down this side, and the right ball played at the right place with the right weight on the ball, and the outstretched leg of Diego Roland not able to extend to kiss it home with his cleats. A beautiful counter from Uruguay after Valdivia coughed it up.
Maxi Pereira, his 105th cap today, could close out and catch up to Diego Forlan before he hangs the cleats up.
Nice.
Beautiful from Isla, in for Vidal. Of course, Isla back at Juventus, his loan spell done at QPR, as was Vargas's. Diaz with some backspin. Isla, no panic, heads it back. Vargas pushing forward, tries to drop, gets to the ball around Fusile. To the goal line he goes. Isla, quickly, Vidal. Valdivia, but a strong read. It was Carlos Sanchez.
Not enough pop on that pass from Arturo Vidal. He's looking for Valdivia, who's lurking right at the top of that 18-yard box, and if that pass got through, he was in a couple of yards of space to control and spank But the sharpness of Chile really coming out to the fore now with their passing movement. Valdivia still cursing deaf heaven with his bootless cries that he didn't get that chance.
Isla for Vidal, telling Vargas to push forward. Now Valdivia over to Mena, who's pushing up.
The pressure's good by Uruguay, but Chile's passing is just defeating that close proximity of the defenders. Impressive stuff from La Roja.
Isla to the inside, backfield towards the top. Down goes Vargas. Clean tackle, says the ref, and off comes Uruguay to the races. Fans wanted a foul. A lunge there, and this one will be a whistle behind the play. Valdivia saying, what did I do? Well, he got a yellow, taking out Jimenez.
Yep, Jose Jimenez takes this one, and actually he steps onto the ball, and it just kisses away from him. Valdivia reaches in eagerly to regain possession. And take a look at it here, see what you think. Oh, this is a lovely little touch pass again. One is at the top of the box, wasn't called, and here's the one in contention. I think Valdivia's got an axe to grind. That seems very harsh.
First yellow of this knockout stage. Again, the books are clean, although Alvaro Pereira got a second yellow in the third match. So he is suspended, which is why Jorge Fusilli is out there today.
Looking at that replay of Alvaro Gonzalez reaching in, and I didn't see any sort of malicious intent or contact in that, and I don't think Sampaoli did either. He's got a definite case to be made. And in live time, it looked as if it was a contention that deserved a yellow card. Replay shows something different.
Could have said the earlier collision that didn't draw a whistle might have even been more worthy.
Yep, the top of the box.
Here's Jara. Burst of speed to get away from Roland. Valdivia has to be careful. Pulls away from Gonzalez. Oh, beautiful ball. Does it hold?
Jeez.
Lifted into the middle. Oh. They're going to say it crossed.
Again, I talked about the clown's pocket of Valdivia. Here's another example of it. His touch on the pass is absolutely amazing. It's a wonderful big vanilla scoop. He's onside, but look at the pace he takes off of the ball, and it just perhaps crosses the line. But what an almighty effort of absolute stardust football from the Chilean number 10. Opened up Uruguay across the back line, but maybe just crossed the line.
Nice from Alexis, one of the shortest players on the field at 5'6". Valdivia saying, why don't you call that one?
There's nothing there.
Ref agrees with you.
Yeah, ball pops up free, coming together, two players. That's all there was.
Good look at Maxi. 31, just over a week ago. Still plying his trade at Benfica.
Yeah, both these coaches giving a lot of credibility and a lot of trust in some of their veteran players, and man alive, are they living up to the bugle call.
Not one of them. Mena couldn't get back to it. Jara doing well. Even better, Diaz to get around Roland. Oh, one back in the midfield. Gonzalez. Here's Sanchez trying to curl that even more, but it's wide of the post.
Oh, wonderful from the River Plate man. Carlos Sanchez onto this. Beautiful header, a lovely touch to control it. It's a bouncing ball right in front of him. Would have been a world-class goal had he got all of his geometry right, but that would have been 1 in a million, especially had it beat a player of Claudio Bravo's stature. Good effort, brave effort.
Late bloomer, just his 5th, or make that 6th cap at the age of 30.
Good ball.
Valdivia again trying to measure it, cutting inside Vidal, but clock clean Fusilli.
Well, this is seemingly a clean, hard, good, well-timed tackle by Fusilli. Valdivia plays it out, and it's all nicely weighted, but Vidal is reluctant to step into it. He comes sliding through and gets all of the ball before he takes out the man. No complaints from the man they call King Arthur, great Juve man.
Fusilli. Like Sanchez, got his start at Liverpool, the Montevideo variety. Again for Vidal.
Good play.
Draws Godin out. Valdivia trying to take advantage. Nice play, Jimenez. And then Bravo comes out. Everyone goes tumbling.
Well, again, Valdivia is the one who unlocks it. And it's a nice lead ball, but well tackled.
Muslera and is not happy. Neither is Jimenez. Vargas getting a talking to.
Valdivia's pass is not exactly into stride for his teammates. It runs ahead of him, and that opens the door for two players that aren't going to back down in that area. But it seemed that the Uruguayan got a good, clean, sharp tackle and won the ball again. That's the way Godin's men do it.
Speaking about captains, you saw Bravo all the way out in the center circle screaming at his teammates to calm down.
Inez asking for the goalkeeper to come and claim, stands on, and then wonderful ball from Valdivia. But this is good defending from Jimenez, allowing his goalkeeper, while the ball's in playing distance, right there, and then the goalkeeper comes up and cleans out. That's tremendous goalkeeping, good defending, and brave attacking. It's got the lot. And good refereeing, I believe.
He's going to say, just be careful, don't push it anymore.
No, push it. Push it real good.
Can't blame Vargas. Your musical selections, maybe. Can't blame Vargas for that one. There was an opening, and he almost got there.
Fabulous crowd, though, as well, Philip. Give you goosebumps the size of coconuts just listening to this, and it's only going to get better should the host nation progress, as they're in an alley fight here.
Stadium holds about 48,500. Just under 2,000 allowed in to support Uruguay. The rest all wearing red in their hearts.
Good play.
Cavani.
Nicely.
Vidal.
Again.
But not far enough. Roland's pass will carry. Uruguay, remember they opened this tournament, Ray. A 68-year-old Oscar Tavares looks on against Jamaica. One of the sacrificial lambs you would have thought at that point. They had to fight to earn a 1-0 win with only 2 shots on goal. The same round, Chile was putting on a display against Ecuador. 653 passes, near a team record. But they both got the wins, and they both advanced. They did it their way. 25th minute.
Certainly the burden of unfortunate breaks against Uruguay, of course, not with Luis Suarez and their leader Edinson Cavani having to carry an extra burden as well, but they're playing toe-to-toe with the favourites here.
Sanchez couldn't quite reach that far line. Medel will get it. Some half chances, near chances here in the early going.
It's not the helter-skelter Chilean brand here either. It's good, considerate movement and sharp passing like this.
Play on. Referee sees no foul. Wide for Mena.
Seems they're not rushing it. They're able to go 2 or 3 passes back to go 1 forward, and this crowd loves it.
Little sweet touch inside for Vargas. Lays it back for Isla. Dummy into the middle. The turning shot near post. Muslera down to deny.
Again,
Aranguis.
It's an absolute string of pearls passes from La Roja. Look at this. Vidal starts it. Lovely little touch again. And it will come back to the man. It keeps on running. It just doesn't have enough pop. Wonderful disguised run from Isla. And then the touch on the Charles Aranguis. He does everything right other than step through. The ball's just 6 inches away for him. The sweet spot, but impressive football from Chile.
Long from Jara. Vargas keeps it going. Lifted back by Vidal. Pereira tries to get it out of danger.
Wow, they did it the witching way that time. How that was kept alive from Chile was amazing.
Sanchez.
But to switch the point of attack so impressively, don't they? And then they'll come back inside to the heart of Uruguay's defence.
Medel
Not that
got
time.
greedy.
Yep, trying to find Valdivia.
trying to free Cavani. He's 6'2", in between two defenders that probably have to stand on each other's shoulders to look in his eyes.
Good ball. Oh,
referee with a nice trap.
Just behind Valdivia there. It found it in that area in between that back line and that midfield. That's where Valdivia lives.
Vidal coming back to win it back. And it does look like Uruguay starting to conserve a bit of energy in the middle of this first half.
Yeah, trying to. Movement of the defensive net has got to be constant up against this red team that just stretches them from side to side, and then wonderful intricate play that is penetrative. They get through you. Vidal setting the table here with that lovely dagger ball that just gets in the way of the referee, and the crowd love that. Give them more
Brazilian.
reason to dislike the Brazilian ref. Yeah.
Nice. Even nicer
a
around
little bit of sympathy for the ref. Getting out of the passing lanes of this Chilean side is challenging itself.
Well, they're passing 600 times. I'm not sure there is anything out of the passing lanes.
Yeah.
Back comes Vargas. Vidal shows. Spots Diaz. Hero for Hamburg, saving the dinosaurs from extinction for the first time in Bundesliga play. And Sanchez, a revelation for Arsenal. Is this a crowning moment for a golden generation that has yet to win a Copa America?
Really, you think he's a revelation for Arsenal since he came from Barcelona? I think he was pretty damn good at Barcelona, Phil. I think he's just lived up to his billing at Arsenal.
But he proved he could do it on a wet Tuesday night at Stoke.
Yeah, right.
Chile did finish second 4 times. They might never have a better chance to win it.
Oh, great
Vargas,
cover.
and it's Godin.
Godin, magic, leaving his central area, coming to the rescue of Fusilli. Nice ball down to Vargas, but Godin, the big man on his cavalry horse, with his wonderful interception.
Collision. The assistant on the far side, Fabio Pereira, starts to raise his flag, and Cavani raising his temperature, and a yellow card. Starting to boil over just a bit.
And 2 important players now on thin ice. Little bit of a push there from Cavani. It's nothing. Dives in again. We've seen cards given for a lot less. His leg gets buckled by Cavani coming in and body checking him, and that's what he's getting his yellow card for. He can't do that. Well, Cavani's just learned. Combative Vidal, box to box terrier, brilliant skill and touch as well. For me, no other player like him in the world of football that does it quite like King Arthur.
And he was swinging the sword in the Champions League final. Even the opening game here, he seems to have calmed down a bit since. They need him on the field.
Big time.
15 minutes left in this opening half of this opening quarter.
This will come in with a lot of ping on it. This won't be lobbed up. Oh, aye.
Trying to set up Diaz at the top. Couldn't get the shot away, so they'll just try and rebuild. Jara, Valdivia turns and leaves Gonzalez in his wake.
Good ball as well.
Far side, Isla slammed into by Fusilli. That's going to be a foul and another free kick.
To show the referees see too much wrong here in Fusilli's challenge. Certainly, Isla comes in, gets all the ball, it had followed through with his right foot, catches him. You'll see here, in with the left and then the right. There's momentum carrying in, but the referees agree it was a good, hard, strong challenge, old school.
The linesman did not lift his flag.
No, right in front of him as well, Phil, well said. It's the type of game it's going to be if they're going to call it both ways, and yet for the yellow cards it's been presented to the players, I think that one was more of a meat and potatoes tackle than any of them.
Well, he's used to the big side. He's been in the 2014 World Cup. the first to use goal line technology in that France-Honduras game. He also reffed the Club World Cup final the year before.
He's handling the game well, apart from his technical decisions. Seems a good manager. You see the way he's instructing this with his moderation. It's good so far.
Driving it high towards the spot. Can't get it past Jimenez. Diaz had to go. Finally comes down, maybe with some frosts. Lifted back in. Looking for Medel. Settling at Valdivia.
Well,
gets it back volley, into the middle. Cavani.
Right into stride there, Valdivia.
Isla.
Good ball.
Oh. Looking for Medel again. It's Cavani again to clear. Vargas spots an open Vidal.
Sharp.
Valdivia.
Magic.
Sends it across and a diving header, but Alexis can't turn it home.
Well, the Holy Trinity of Chile connect. Wonderful ball from Vidal to Valdivia, and there's the magic. X-ray vision from the wonderful Valdivia. And nobody picking up Alexis until the very end, and they've got to extend every sinews in their body to get to that. A wonderful intervention from Chile again.
If he doesn't get a foot to it, that one might have gone towards Muslera's net. Oh. Beautiful turn, Vargas, but 4 to beat. Here comes the cavalry.
Soft feet this man has.
Vidal. Diaz. Back to El Mago, the magic man. Nice from Vargas, pulls away. Chipped back into the middle. Aranguis on the goal line, still not out.
Claims for a handball here, not given. Again, the main architect is that cerebral dictator, Valdivia. You've got to feel sorry for Cruz Azul, who's put the offer in for him. They're seeing their transfer fee just go up an escalator.
We talked about this before too, but for all of the big money MLS is throwing around.
Good ball.
Nice from Sanchez, but not quite on target.
Take a look at the cover here, Phil, from Jimenez as well. It's great play from the Arsenal man, driving parallel to the 18-yard line, but take a look at this defending. Just enough to put him off and rush it. Here's that questionable handball that they want.
Into the midsection, it might have been harsh.
It certainly would have been.
By the way, something else that was in the headlines, the weather, 55 degrees, light winds, and they're calling it a haze. Let's just say it's a haze the way it's a haze in Los Angeles. There is heavy smog in the area to the point where there is an emergency. And it might even be worse for the Peru-Bolivia game down in Temuco later in the quarterfinals, but the players showing no signs of being bothered.
Or the fans.
And the cold weather, the city in a bit of a dish, and all of that smoke getting trapped. Vidal, wide, Isla, back to the middle, Vargas, and Arevalo Rios tries to destroy, but loses his footing. Out wide, good ball, Vidal. Back, Isla, Valdivia, delicately, but not quite.
And wonderful spontaneous combustion in Chile's attack. The penetration that they're getting is so impressive, and they're doing it with rapier-like surgical passing on the move, Phil. And it's not A to B. The running off of the ball is as impressive as anything. The options that these red shirts have got, super impressive. And you've got to tip your sombrero to Uruguay for keeping the back door locked. But they are really facing the hammers of hell coming at them here in this red team.
Vidal from long range, parried away by Muslera.
Well, Valdivia recognises King Arthur in about 5 yards of space, and every time that happens, he's going to feed the dragon. Beautiful ball played into him quick and sharp, and instantly detonated from Arturo Vidal, and directly at Muslera. Didn't get a little angle on it.
Valdivia dances away from the pressure. Enough, but no, a foul called against the Palmeiras man. Again, Valdivia and Cavani with yellows.
One touch to control, settles it so quick. He's unlucky that he hits it so perfectly. Just a little bit on the outside of his foot, and that one would have been bending like a banana past the keeper.
Started to wobble a bit. Muslera not quite sure where it was going.
Yeah.
Discretion the better part, and just slaps it away. Over Roland. Active in the first 10 minutes. Practically invisible since. Valdivia again initiating the contact.
Well, you see he's almost invisible, Phil. You could say the same about Cavani in the forward movement, but it's only because that this team of Valdivia has been constantly pinning them back and pressing them back, and they haven't even been able to get the ball to launch a counter-attack into the two hitmen up front, Diego Roland and Edinson Cavani, on a starvation diet of service. It's not all simply down to the two men up top.
Free kicks, though, not a great equalizer. Could be a great way to go ahead. Godin helps win a corner here. Oh, he's 6 feet. Jimenez 6'1". Cavani 6'2".
Typically brave big jump. All elbows and arms raised by Godin, but referee not recognising it, seeing the three clashing rocks going up to win a ball. The referee says play on. Aye.
A slip from Godin. Referee keeping an eye. Here's the corner, high in the air. Out comes Bravo to punch, and he finds some open real estate.
Tremendous from the Barca man. Comes and claims it. Confident, leaving his lane. He's got to get to those, and he did with his fist of fury. That's a type of confidence booster for this defence, Phil, from the goalkeeper.
Maxi Pereira. No movement inside the box, cleared but only to midfield. Godin high in the air, knowing Cavani might get it. Little touch Roland. Pereira can't get it. Sampaoli does.
5 minutes away from half-time, and we need a nurse to give us a shot of oxygen, because this game has been pulsating and oscillating in a frequency that would deafen a bat.
Yellow card as Vargas got decked on that far side. Was it Fusile?
Napoli man touches it off, goes to turn and goes down a little easily, but there again, Fusile comes through and clips him.
Harsh for a yellow?
Maybe.
Well, they'll get Alvaro Pereira back in the next game, provided there is a next game. At this point, it's win or go home.
It's a beautiful turn. Look at this.
Into the middle, Aranguis, but Arevalo Rios reads it well. This one, they're going to say blocked with the hand, even though it appeared to be into the midsection of Charles Aranguis.
Impressive play again from the Internacional man, linking up with Alexis Sanchez. Very close to, again, picking the lock of Uruguay.
You see it did hit the hand, but back turned. No sympathy from Sandro Ricci. 2-0 against Ecuador. Had to come back twice against Mexico. Took the lead only to be leveled. And then pounded Bolivia to let their frustrations out. 5-0. Uruguay, meanwhile, a 1-0 win against Jamaica. 1-0 loss against Argentina. 1-1 against Paraguay.
Good challenge right in front of the referee again. He's calling it both ways, and this time it's Chile that's the benefactors. He's been in the wars. Just compared to this game, that car crash was a piece of cake. He knows the challenge is coming in hard and reckless, and he's still not backing down. It's Isla comes in like a Rottweiler on a poodle. And certainly deserved yellow. Good refereeing again.
Saying he got the ball.
They all do.
4 yellows so far.
This one's a better position in the corner.
Bravo,
His
cheating to
earlier
that near
ones
post.
have not been deep enough. They've been a little shallow. You might clip this one a little
5
bit
in the
more.
box, into the wall. Cleared Arangis. Another wasted effort. Don't forget, stay tuned for the Express halftime show, brought to you by Volkswagen. Might not be goals. There will be highlights. You might want to cover your eyes on a few. Vidal sending it long.
We've got them stretched here.
Alexis, but 5 to beat.
Got a lot to do.
Fusile trying to whistle it away.
Tremendous play from Fusile on Alexis.
Roland pocket picked Vidal, knocks it free for Sanchez, who weaves his way through 3. And Vidal seems to be hurt.
Pinball series of exchanges there. The ball just pinging around between savage tackles and challenges. Real bucket full of blood type of game it is. And ain't anybody backing down. Challenges going in the front, in the back of Arturo Vidal, right in front of the referee.
There you can see.
Scissored across from both the players, but the referee says, "Vámonos, muchachos!"
That knee seemed to bend a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, more concerned than hurt.
Yeah.
Ray, just to give you an idea. And again, remember, Uruguay started strong. But as we approach the half, Chile, 265 passes, Uruguay, 43.
Story is right there this time because of what's been in front of our eyes. I mean, a blind man on a galloping horse in a Scottish fog could say that it's been Chile that's been in the driver's seat. All this game, probing, penetrating, asking hard questions of each other and of Uruguay's defence and getting through impressively. But Uruguay, with that Charrua spirit, the Garra Charrua, still holds tight as this first half of pulsating football of Copa America comes to an end.
Well, if Vidal has to be replaced, they have other creators. Mention that. Fernandez, perhaps one of the biggest. Pizarro would be another. There is no other Arturo Vidal.
Absolutely. And his spirit's not lacking in anything. He'll be fine.
Trying to put some weight on. They might not even want him to be out there for the rest of the half. Let him rest up in the dressing room. Medel plays it back, and that will do it. Scoreless on the scoreboard, but so many stories to tell in this opening half of this opening quarterfinal.
A dynamic game and admirable defending by Oscar Tabarez's Celeste, but brilliant football by George Sampaoli. La Roja turning the heat up, but Uruguay not wilting.
Volkswagen Express comes your way, scoreless between Chile and Uruguay. Stay with us on beIN Sports. Second half is underway. It is Arturo Vidal still out there wearing the number 8. How long that will last, still to be determined. But he looks to be running without pain. Right now, Uruguay trying to put some pressure on, but weaving his way through. Alexis Sanchez, there's Vidal, immediately hit, but back to his feet.
Absolutely fine.
Valdivia wide. Mena, will it hang? Isla knocking it back, and here's Sanchez on the right. Alexis drives it in, and it spins out for a throw.
Well, good sign for the Chilean fans that Arturo Vidal showing no signs of that injury. Coming onto the ball bravely, taking a wrap through the back. So that's good for his confidence. Lovely touch again here.
Ray, it sounds strange, but in all honesty, he wanted to take a hit.
Yep.
His coach wanted to see him take a hit to see what would happen.
A lovely touch from Valdivia. Been a feisty game, and it's just going to get feistier.
We were talking about what happens during the break and during the half. There really is, Ray, no one in football today that does what Arturo Vidal does. Nice cut inside for Alexis, but he overruns it. Not sure if Rodriguez plans it, but he bangs it off Sanchez and out, or actually Arevalo Rios. Valdivia. Gets it back from Isla.
Valdivia and certainly Arturo Vidal being the two standout players in this game here today. Any lover of football, both of them being absolutely magnificent.
Mena drives it in, cleared away Gonzalez. If he does have to come out, what would you do? Bring in a Pizarro or Fernandez up front?
Pizarro's good enough.
Bring in a Francisco Silva behind, maybe move Medel back to the midfield.
He's got options, if tactically flexible, but again, that feistiness coming out again, and the blade coming through, and the body from Gonzalez on Alexis Sanchez.
I think he'd be used to that by now.
Exactly. He expects it. Just the pleading eyes to the referee, a little bit of gamesmanship, looking for those 50-50 ones. Maybe the next time. See if this is a better service from Alexis.
Not the easiest of angles, but the keeper does have to respect that near corner.
Whisk this one in.
Drives it in, headed clear Cavani.
A great ball from the Arsenal man.
Cavani might be invisible in the opposite box, but he's come to the rescue several times in his own area.
Yep.
Vidal with his left. Oh, and he didn't miss by much.
Yep, nothing wrong with him. Just as I said, right after he went down, he'll be fine.
Forget King Arthur, he's Iron Man.
Good ball.
Far side Cavani. Pulls it back, tries to feed Carlos Sanchez, but can't. Valdivia. Just a little too much.
A wonderful stinger, isn't it? Gets plenty of venom behind it, and that's that confidence. That left foot, he explodes off it. Easy pickings. Again, another good confidence booster from the wounded warrior.
Diaz drives it into Valdivia. Not afraid to draw the defense. Valdivia fixing his boots is Isla with a trip on Rodriguez.
A wonderful piece of skill from the Chilean battleman. Arturo Vidal sees his player coming on and gets his Spanish cape out and says, "Ole." Godin taking his position along with El Matador.
Again, no extra time. It will go straight to penalties if this match ends even.
Team lives for Uruguay on these set pieces. They have been poor by their standards on their set pieces in that first half. Let's see if Sanchez can produce a better.
Drives it in, hangs in the air, almost overrunning it. Bravo.
It's perfectly timed, Phil. Absolutely impeccable. Reaching up at the highest point, coming off Jackrabbit quick and claiming it. He's come out for a number in this game like that.
Jimenez seemed to have a handful, play on. Little surprised that Carlos Sanchez taking all of these restarts when you have Christian Rodriguez on the field. Cavani wants it, and now tries to flip it on and does. Godin, Diaz, and not by much. Cavani rifles it over the bar, but it sounds like the whistle had blown.
That one would have shut all the critics up either way, despite the fact that the referee's whistle goes. That's just what Cavani needs to boost his confidence, because he's been kept in quiet land all game long. But when this one comes through to him, that's an absolute brilliant hammer blow, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Incredibly, he gets a hand to it.
Under pressure, Bravo clears it away. Didn't look like Roland had done that much, although a relatively moot point.
Well, either way, Bravo doesn't get that hand to it, Phil. That might have ended up hitting the bar and going in.
Talked about how Sanchez or Vidal needed that hit. Cavani needed that shot.
Wonderful tackle from Arturo Vidal.
Pulling it away, Vargas. Vidal quickly. Isla. Vargas again, back to Isla. Over comes Godin, drives it low, off Fusile for a corner.
Well, fabulous play from Alexis Sanchez to set up Mauricio Isla with a red carpet pass. Again, Charrua's in the right place at the right time again to deny. But these are last-ditch tackles and interceptions that they have been providing to shut Vidal's team down.
Short corner, Aranguis. Driving it in, Isla wants it back.
Wonderful.
Sanchez, something else in mind. Cleared away on the back post. Looked like Gonzalez. And Diaz can't keep the shot down.
Again, pretty football from Chile. What a pass on the run. And he gets it to Alexis Sanchez, who does his variation on a theme, but brilliant from Mauricio Isla. Again, they're playing the ball so quickly on the move, and it's just jointing Uruguay's first line of defense. But amazingly, Cabarras's men keep appearing out of the fog to deny that man's team.
Another whistle. Cavani this time gets it to go his way. Temperature in the mid-50s. Sampaoli bundled up. Looks like good conditions to play. And another set piece around the area. Celso Otero, the right hand for Oscar
He's
Tavares.
had many chances to adjust his gyroscope. This time Sanchez steps up.
Drops it in just past the spot. Loose at the 6. Tucked in by Roland, but gobbled up by Bravo.
What a miss this is, Phil. The ball rattles around, it snap, crackle, pop, and then it falls to Roland, who just doesn't get enough on it. And you see, Cavani cannot believe it. So close. It just needed a little bit of a cleaner touch on it as he's called offside, but what an opportunity for Uruguay to grab the lead.
Medel, a rather brave trap. Flag went up, though. Nice from Vidal, but too far. Scrambling over for Sile to cover. Almost like going back to feeling each other out. A few punches and counter punches. But that was a chance for a knockout blow. Overlap is on. Mena, but he can't get the cross in.
Exceptional defending once more from Uruguay in the shape of Jimenez.
Trickles away Sanchez. Jimenez over to cover. Tried to dribble his way through, but no.
Mena's usually impeccable down that left side with his crosses and service in, but he was just denied by typically strong defending.
Vidal scrambling and looking a little ginger on that run. Now to the corner. Tackled away again by Rodriguez. Bit of a wince.
He's fine. Turns him on.
Isla scoops it forward. Vidal tries to shield.
What a ball.
Back for Isla. Back for Vidal. Tries to push it through for Vargas, but can't.
Again, Valdivia's got his fingerprints all over this wonderful invention. Deep inside the box. Cool like a killer when he's on the ball.
Bravo
this man here.
Almost to midfield. Diaz wide. Good chance Isla. Vidal on his inside. Well covered. Top of the box. Diaz. Now Mena. Sanchez low to the near post, but off target.
And good movement by his man. Good crisp passing. Valdivia once again at the heart of everything that Chile does well. Even on the simple pass, Xavi, like his simplicity in his first pass opens up a number of options from there on in as the subs get warmed up. New blood needed for the Charruas.
Little gap in the middle for Vargas. Valdivia, brilliant first half, nothing to show for it. Will he get a chance here? Medel plays it across. Deflected, and Muslera will keep it in. Abel Hernandez ready to check in. Speedy, talented forward. Will he spell Roland? Or will they throw three forwards up front? Isla waited too long. Bundled over by Fusile. Abel Hernandez substituted in the second match, started the third, and back off the bench tonight. And it will be like for like. Roland, a golden opportunity, the turn to Dross. What will Hernandez be able to do? 22nd appearance, 9 goals in his earlier matches. Approaching the hour mark. Who will be the man? And Medel back safely to his keeper. Chile never winning this tournament against an Uruguay that has won it more than anyone. Although there was a bit of a gap. Hadn't won it since '95 before they won it in 2011. Diaz all the way back. Now Medel.
Good pressing from Uruguay this. It's been a while since Chile's been able to even advance over their halfway line. Uruguay coming out. Cavani there working like a demon. He hasn't been too good on the ball, like the lad said in the studio. He's working his socks off to show.
Hernandez.
Well played.
Goes through the legs of Aranguis.
And again.
Wants it back,
Nicely.
gets it back.
Brilliant.
Towards his left, pokes it towards Rodriguez, but cleared.
Yeah, that's good play from Abel Hernandez. He wanted that ball back from Rodriguez, but he just couldn't find him accurately enough for a wall pass.
Fusile looking long, Bravo looking the same direction.
Needed him, and he's came and answered the call every time that the ball's been flighted in to the forest of players. The Barcelona goalkeeper.
So one player who got a talk at the half, it's Carlos Sanchez.
What a ball.
Headed down, but Hernandez couldn't control it.
Fabulous from Cavani, and he deserves applauding. He wins this one up, stays beautifully, but he directs it right into straight for Abel Hernandez, whose first touch is rough as a pineapple.
See, Uruguay trying to close in quickly on that first pass into the midfield.
That's the first time that Chile have gone to sleep defensively.
Driving it across Mena, back post Vidal uses his height, but can't get it past Muslera.
Tremendous spring from Arturo. Ball flighted up for him to feast. Take a look at this. He wins this one imperiously. Rises beautifully against all odds, but he cannot cut it back enough for his teammate Eduardo Vargas, who was waiting, hungry like a vulture. Uruguay starting to come out of the long grass here.
Don't forget to get all your gear at the official store of Copa America 2015, worldsoccershop.com. Vidal pressured from behind by Rodriguez. Clean, said the ref. Godin with some backspin, but not enough.
Ball. And again, Cavani's touches impressive. Had a earlier chance for his teammate Abel Hernandez. We haven't had a chance to look at it again, but man, he was set up beautifully by El Matador, and he was open. Abel Hernandez, he was open and free at the top of the box, but his first touch let him down.
Chile, running forward, but then lifting it over Rodriguez. Chance for Vidal to unlock the defense. Godin steps in. Diaz. Aranguis. Are we getting close to the point, Ray, where Chile's going to have to bring a wild card off the bench?
I don't think so. I think this team is perfectly at peace with the way they're playing and the way they're searching and the way they're backing each other up. You know that they're up against a defence. It's like getting hard to open the pod bay doors. It's just not giving in at all. They're battering away at it.
Cavani might be more frustrated than Dave. Yellow. And is that for standing in front? And if it is, he's gone. He got the earlier yellow for arguing with the linesman, and I think this might be for delay, standing in front of the free kick. A troubled start to the match. It will be an early end.
Gosh.
And that changes things considerably. Even Bravo and Isla trying to stop Cavani for doing more damage.
Oh, there's no consoling him. He knows that this is a terrible overreaction by him in the heat of the battle. He's pleading his case, but it makes no difference. The referee's decision is made. There's been some hellacious tackles going in, Phil, that have deserved yellow cards and have not been given. We've seen yellow cards given that you really wonder, are they a little bit too harsh?
No one to blame but himself on the first one.
Yeah.
And if he is standing in front of the free kick, intending to impede taking it, he deserves the second one. But let's take another look when we can. The worst part for him is, should Uruguay advance, he'll miss the semifinal as well. There's the first.
Well, that was just boneheaded, and he should know better than to get in the face of an official like that. But this one is, if he's standing in front, stopping the free kick, you see it, that's what it's for. I didn't think it was for the free kick at all. He's given Jahara a little bit of afters, and the referee spotted it. So.
Well, great work by our camera and tape crew.
Yeah.
And you could see why Cavani is frustrated. We've seen similar things. Remember that little kick out that ended David Beckham's World Cup at Simeone? Wasn't much there either. That was a straight red. This just a yellow, but he already had one. Well, that seems to have invigorated the Chilean fans and the team.
Well, he's their inspiration, Cavani, and he's set up a couple of great opportunities for his team in this second half. Just when they were looking to come out of the long grass, Cavani's off.
For Vidal, headed wide. Now, does Uruguay bunker up and tell Abel Hernandez you're on your own? 25 minutes till penalties. Sampaoli continues to pace. Valdivia. Well read, Muslera.
The leader among men for club and country. They'll need him more than ever now, facing this team with just 10 men.
Well, the one advantage, if Uruguay does advance, they're in the easier half of the bracket. This is the toughest team to get through. No insult to Peru or Bolivia. Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, Paraguay on the other half.
But again, wonderful from Jimenez. He wants the foul more than he wants the corner kick. But it seemed that Jimenez was reading him straight for straight and comes across. Take a look. Right here, there's a slight push, but then he comes in and gets the ball.
And it actually goes off the backside of Alexis, so a goal kick.
Tough game for this ref to keep a lid on because it's frothing and boiling.
67th minute. Midway through the second half, another challenge. Alexis goes down, another yellow. Is it Pereira?
Yep. Well, this will take a look now, but here it is.
There is the tackle on Alexis. Let's take a look at our exclusive video of there. You see the tap by Jara.
Nothing given, and then he gives a little bit back to Jara right here.
And this our exclusive video. A little caress of the chin.
That's ridiculous. I mean, Jara is the first man who makes the infraction against Cavani in front of the referee. Nothing's given there. And Cavani stupidly, gives it back to him, but a little touch that is as soft as moonlight, and he goes down as if he's been hit by a sledgehammer.
The referee was looking, it appeared. Maybe he only caught the tail end, but a very harsh yellow. Although, again, Cavani walked into it.
And Jara started it, but it's always the man who retaliates that the referees seem to get.
Been that way since kindergarten. Approaching the 70th minute. Cebollita pushing up. Abel on Diaz's heels. Cara. Well, he hasn't scored a goal, but he's claimed a scalp. Whacked by Gonzalez into orbit.
Certainly the Garachurua spirit's going to be called on here as we head towards 70 minutes, and down a man, and Uruguay, in all likelihood, Phil, recognise that their best chance may be holding on a grim death for the penalty kick shootout.
Diaz, a soft touch, but off target, cleared Fusile.
Diabal Hernandez as well, drawing up the defensive line for Uruguay. Very, very deep, falling back now, just as when they were coming out and starting to attack. It's a good challenge.
Valdivia tried to draw a foul, the ref saw through it. Back to Vidal. Uruguay hanging on to that last thread.
Good ball.
Sanchez. Well read by Carlos Sanchez. Won back by Alexis. Valdivia. 5 charging in red. Sanchez for Vidal. Early cross. Hammered. Mena will catch it. 20 minutes remain. Valdivia thought about it. And Alexis, make that Arturo, could not get back in time. Well, bring the ball for the China shop. Pinilla getting ready to check in. Will it be Valdivia that comes out?
Chile's got to be well aware of as well, with the type of pace that Abel Hernandez possesses. They cannot afford to be a repeat of the Mexico game, where they were wonderful going forward, but they were caught by Mexico with searing counter-attacks.
Matigol also checking in.
A brave movement here from Jorge Sampaoli.
It's Diaz that exits. Fernandez drew a double yellow in the first match. The victory over Ecuador, had to sit out the next. But back off the bench now for the 3rd time in 4 games. Pinilla, his 2nd appearance off the bench. Well, Mati Fernandez, a Valdivia-like playmaker. Alexis tries to cut back and smartly wins a corner. Meanwhile, there is no disguise to Pinilla's game. A brawler through and through.
A bit harsh, Phil. A little bit more than a brawler.
Valdivia wide for Fernandez. Part of that Fiorentina resurgence. Paulo Sousa, their new coach. Oh, snuck inside. Godin high in the air. Nice from Alexis, but it goes straight to Abel Hernandez. Mena escapes the caution.
Fortunately, take a look at this.
For what we've seen tonight, a bit surprised that wasn't. Fans have been in full voice since the start. Uruguay doing their best to silence them in the early going, now hampered with the ejection of Cavani. Aranguis. Looks like he's dropped back. Looks like Valdivia dropping back a bit to cover for Diaz. Blasted in front. Valdivia thought about it. Tries to lift it back up. Bouncing it in, Vidal, but
Valdivia again. Valdivia. Everything around this man, superlative on the run, and he still keeps it alive to set up Arturo Vidal. Amazing, nothing less.
Final quarter hour approaches. And again, in case you missed it, no extra time till the final. So once we hit 90 plus penalties to determine who advances to the semis. Valdivia back in the center circle. Isla makes the run down the near side. Vidal.
Again, Gonzalez and Arevalo doing yeoman's job in the first press to keep this Uruguayan team in this game. They've been real unsung heroes.
Peru, Bolivia tomorrow. Don't forget in Temuco. Talk about two teams that have a history, and not just in the soccer world. Hernandez bends it to Medel, now wide for Isla. A little behind Valdivia on his horse, but gets some help. Aranguis winning it back. Oh, delicate through. Isla to the spot.
Brilliant.
Trying to create an even better chance, Alexis, but he dribbles it away from the danger zone.
Alexis tries to take one touch to settle it, and then in the next straight hammer it, but it never settles for him. Again, Valdivia opens up Uruguay with his ingenious vision.
Should have struck it first time?
Yep, I think so. Too late now.
Mena. Will they get a better chance? Fernandez. Vidal begging for it. Now wide, Valdivia again. Leaves it. Again, Isla. Slammed away Jimenez, and it looked like Padilla got him.
Jimenez is needed here. He's got to cut this one out. Brave heart that he is, doesn't back down. Godin is saying to the referee, you got to help us out here. You're going a little bit too one way. There's nothing wrong here. It's a good one-header, brilliantly from Jimenez, and
second hand just following through. Nothing hard. Padilla, by the way, has had to pack his bag 16 times in his club career, but his last stint at Atalanta on loan for half a season, 6 goals to help them avoid the drop. Can he score one here to help Chile move on?
He's saying, where's the finishing line, ref?
He's been with Uruguay since 06, the dean of the coaches here.
Ooh.
Blasted, but Cebollita could not keep it down.
Atletico Madrid man sees this one come. He'd love to have this one back, as you say, Phil. In space, and usually he's way better than that. You almost cannot believe how much time and space he's got, and steps right onto it, and wide and ugly.
Talk about Tavares. Sampaoli, the third longest tenure. Other than Tavares, only Jose Nestor Peckerman with Colombia, and that by a matter of months. Been around since 2012. And wants something for the trophy case. Isla. Penilla trying to get under it. Ooh, a little bump on Pereira helps win a corner. Penilla at 6'1", gives Chile height, something they tend not to have. Godin marking Vidal, Jimenez marking Penilla. Driven near post, just past Penilla, and it just misses the back post untouched.
Well, it finds its way through this forest of players, and nobody gets the exquisite touch to it. All the way through, bouncing ball. Mati Fernandez sending in danger, but not being met at the station.
The way Chile thought to be, when you looked at the final 8 teams, if not one of the favorites.
Sure.
Lionel Messi on his birthday, is he getting a little bit of a gift here? Might Chile be knocked out at the first hurdle? Does this make Argentina the clear favorite?
I don't think anybody likes to meet Uruguay as the tournament progresses. Them and Germany, for me, in world football, they'll take them maybe in the early stages, but as they progress, they get harder, they get tougher, and they get a resolve that is almost unmatchable.
Nice from Fernandez.
But there's still time on the clock here for Chile. The way they're playing and the way they're threatening.
Touched into the center by Fusile, straight to Valdivia. Mati goal to his left. Mena. No. Penilla battles. Muslera punches, but only as far as Valdivia. Chance driven home! The goal knocked in! The most unlikely of sources! It's Mauricio Isla, the unwanted man now loved.
Isla is onto it like Dracula is onto a plate of liver, and it flashes this one home. Get rid of. Certainly no way Muslera can get anything onto it. The ball gets sent in beautifully. It's challenged and it's well dealt with as usual by Tavares' men. Valdivia, as always, starts the movement. It heads out wide. Wonderful from Mati Fernandez. It's a dinked-in ball. It's well won by the keeper. One touch to control it from Valdivia again. He sets the table. What a strike. Sizzling hot. And it punishes the back of the net.
Just the third goal in his international career for Mauricio Isla. Juventus didn't want him. They sent him to QPR. Couldn't save Rangers, but he does save Chile's blushes.
Well, I've been banging on the drum about this number 10, and I ain't stopping, people. This is the man that got the Copa America best player the last edition. He's doing it again. He's eclipsing Messi. He's eclipsing Arturo Vidal. The wonderful, unique Valdivia was the architect of that, not once, but twice. And he is the absolute heart and soul of this Chilean side.
Can they hold on? Or do they look for more? Uruguay has to come out of their shell now. There is only one hope, and that's to score in the next 7 minutes plus.
Yeah, they'll try to kick him off the park now. Arevalo Rios coming through. The cerebral dictator. The ex-Colo-Colo man, Valdivia. What a performance.
Well, Mati Fernandez off the bench, integral as well, but it was Valdivia who started it and then put it on a platter for Isla. Pinilla leaves Godin. Actually, Jimenez down, grabbing his face again. And this time, not so innocent.
Well, don't see anything there. Getting victimized a little bit.
Now Cavani with the second weakest yellow card of the match. David Pizarro.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is for Valdivia, because this man deserves the most raucous of applause that should make your hands bleed if you know football. The wonderful Valdivia exits. Maestro, we salute you.
What a performance, El Mago. But David Pizarro has magic in his boots as well, the Fiorentina man. Now 35, makes his 45th appearance. Now making his debut, the Benfica youngster, Jonathan Rodriguez, 21-year-old forward. His 7th appearance, his first in this tournament. He's only got 5 minutes. Keep away now for Chile, helped by the fact that Uruguay shorthanded for much of the second half. Not just Chile making its way down from the stands, Ole as well. Vidal. Smart cutback by Alexis. And back to Vidal, and they'll pull it out. Pizarro. In tight space, finally knocking down Fernandez, but no foul. Rodriguez. Chile can't get too pretty. They need to hold on.
They'll do it their way, Phil. They'll do it his way. They'll do it the pretty way, and damn the critics.
A crossbar away from making the quarterfinals in the past World Cup, only to fall on penalties. They don't want to fall on penalties again. The goal from Isla, a ticket to the semis. Can they hold on? Beautiful touch, Pinilla, but a brilliant tackle. Abel Hernandez takes it across and into touch. Take a look from behind the goal.
Well, this one absolutely grows eyeballs on its way in. The slightest of deflections, but take nothing away from Isla's crackerjack of a shot, set up sublimely by his number 10 teammate. Great hit, jubilation, wonderful molten emotion for the host country.
Vidal with a delicate touch. Sanchez bursts, but Fusile got there first. Ref disagrees, and Fusile's already in the book. Now he's gone. Uruguay erupting. They're down to 9 men.
Well, he's volatile because he reaches in live time. It looks as if he slides in and gets the ball first time, and this requires good looking at, because I thought it was a good, strong, clean, hard tackle. He comes sliding in, and they cannot believe it here.
Alvaro Gonzalez getting into it with Alexis Sanchez. Muslera needing to be restrained. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another red coming out. Uruguay exploding and imploding at the same time. It's hard to blame him.
Muslera pleading with him that he got this one completely and utterly wrong. And the sliding tackle, only the replay will tell. but he got the ball. He's saying, I got nothing but the ball.
Valdivia trying to calm the near 70-year-old boss for Uruguay.
This goalkeeper probably had the best of looks at it than anybody. He cannot believe his eyes.
Did Sanchez elaborate?
No, he's playing his game. He's got every right to elaborate, if you want to call it that, and hold the ball up with his wonderful skill. But then we still haven't seen the replay here in our booth, people.
The Ecuadorian.
It'll tell a story when we do see it, because this referee is going to really take some severe criticism, and this is what Uruguay are complaining on. It's not the fact that the yellow card has been produced, it's the reason why, because they believe those type of tackles have been happening all game long and nothing's been shown.
The fourth official from Ecuador, Carlos Vera, passing on to the referee what he saw. The Chilean bench, the Uruguayan bench in a full-fledged debate on the sideline. In many ways, we're lucky it didn't blow over. I think Tavares has been shown the door. Pusile definitely has. There we take another look. Let's take a look from this angle. He seems to get the ball.
He seems to get the ball. He gets the ball, but by the referee's interpretation of it, it's a reckless challenge. Despite the fact that he got the ball, his momentum carries through into Alexis Sanchez, but we've seen those challenges all game long being turned away. But this referee's assistant, it seems it's been the main collaborator and told him it's a reckless challenge. He leaves both of his feet. There's no control, despite the fact, like you say, he gets the ball first. It's Uruguay football, Phil, and they've been doing it, and they've been doing it hard and fair a lot of the time, and they feel that their teammate has been unjustly punished.
He might get more for not leaving the field, hanging out on the bench at the moment. And there has been some mercy in some ways. Remember, World Cup qualifying around the corner in October. For all of the contact on the assistant referee and the referee, if there isn't another straight red here, but down 2 men and down a goal, this debate has lasted a good 5 minutes. How much time will be added?
He's made some controversial decisions, this referee, throughout this game. It's been a hard game for a man like him to referee, and he's let it play on and breathe early, but then when he started to impose himself, it started to get, even, if anything, a little bit more of a bottle edge. It's
debatable, controversial, but wrong?
No, as I've said, well, how much more do you want me to define it? The challenge is made on the ball. It's still a reckless challenge, despite the fact that he gets to the ball and he comes through the player because he left both of his feet, in the referee's opinion. That one stepped over the line. I still think it's a harsh decision.
And the Cavani?
The Cavani one is, for me, ridiculous. But again, by the letter of the law, Phil, the referees interpreted probably correctly. It's just been that type of game.
Is this the final match for Tavares? Will there be a new man in charge in the next round of World Cup qualifying? Not the way to go out for a man who has done so much. So 11 on 9, but it's the 1 and the 0 that matter. Be plenty of ink used to spell his name tomorrow. Sandro Ricci, the 40-year-old from Minas Gerais, top flight ref in Brazil since '06, and this is a match he will remember. 4 minutes to be added, so we're going to go to the 97th or 98th minute. Up 2 men. Chile must stay composed. One back in the midfield, flying in Rodriguez, Hernandez challenging.
There's two challenges that are somewhat similar in their reaching in and winning the ball and momentum carrying through and nothing given.
Again, all it takes is one goal and we would be going to penalties. Hernandez backs away. Slammed free by Hara, still loose. Muslera well out of his area.
Must be said as well, the Uruguayan reaction as a team was pretty outrageous in itself, so maybe sanctions leveled against them. It's a good ball in.
Trying to bring it down, the substitute Rodriguez, but can't. Chile spreading the field. Offside, though, against Sanchez.
Only first-time touch from Arturo Vidal. Sees his ball coming into him over a long distance, but Alexis just can't hold up his run. Stranded.
Playing out the string, but the champions holding out hope. The crown wobbling on their head.
Good touch.
Maxi Pereira bursting down the line. Lifted back into the six. Bravo soars high.
He's been absolutely outstanding. He's been a confidence builder for a defence that was questioned about their aerial ability. And he has came through the fire and led the way for Sampaoli, the wonderful Claudio Bravo.
The students of the legendary Marcelo Bielsa about to take Chile one step closer towards doing something
Take a look at this
never
challenge.
did.
This is amazing that this isn't given against Uruguay. Christian Rodriguez comes right through the back of Arturo Vidal, right in front of the referee and his assistant. Nothing given.
Didn't want to throw out a third, maybe. Fernandez tackled away. Jimenez, who has done well tonight, the youngster.
Oh, they can sense it, that this is their golden generation, a truly great golden generation that is living up to the billing, and their coach leading them along into the semi-finals. Perhaps still time here.
By the way, that's signed for the region of Valdivia, but it might as well be for the player tonight, who was outstanding. If we've done our math right, there still should be about a minute and a half to 2 minutes if Uruguay can find a miracle. Rebelo Rios, back to Muslera. A second goal means nothing. They need to get the ball back if they can. Into the middle, Vidal! Oh, pressured by Muslera, he shoots wide.
Looks like it's a save to me, this one. Beautiful setup. Arturo Vidal, nice control, plays Vidal in, top of the box, and that's a brilliant save. Spreads himself out beautifully. Muslera, Fernando. It was absolutely exceptional to deny what would have been a wonder strike for King Arthur.
That will do it. The goal from Isla enough against a short-handed Uruguay. The champions have fallen at the first hurdle in the knockout stage. The president celebrates, a country celebrates. Chile advances to the semifinals.
This was a battle royal that Godin and his wonderful Braveheart Charruas can hang their arms and legs up in their bruised victory room, and along with their hearts, they gave everything. They extracted the best out of Chile and they held firm. They went down to 10 men and they still held firm. But when Valdivia is around, the maestro of picking the lock, he sets up one chance for Isla, who buries it past Muslera for the go-ahead goal, the winning goal. And there's going to be some hoochie-coochie going on in the bedrooms of Santiago tonight.
You might say a few ugly scenes at midfield as Uruguay surrounding the ref, but they are battlers through and through. They did not want to relinquish their crown lightly. Chile wrests it from their head, and it was Valdivia to Isla that did it.
Yep, the champions fall, but how they fell with true Charrua heart. Gara Charrua, but Gary Medel in his brave hearts from Chile. La Roja, right from the get-go, won this in a footballing way. They had the tough...